putting loads of makeup and big dresses on toddler girls and then telling them to go dance on stage may seem sweet and innocent in the moment. However, there are long-lasting mental illnesses that can be passed down to these girls later on in life. Today, I would like to persuade you to not allow your daughters to participate in beauty pageants, even if they are for toddler girls. There's a 6-year-old girl named John Benit Ramsey who was murdered in 1996. The reason that this case caught my interest was because this little girl was a well-known beauty pageant star. And I was very, very confused on how a 6-year-old could be a beauty pageant star. However, after researching, I was amazed to find that there are beauty pageants for just about every age category. After seeing the outlandish outfits and dances that these mothers were forcing their daughters to do, and the big attitudes that they were also encouraging their daughters to have, I cannot fathom how a mother could willingly put their daughters in such a toxic environment. Today, I would like to try to persuade you to think a little bit more like me and go over the 3 main reasons why I feel like this environment is so toxic. The first one is that there's an increased risk of mental illness later on in life for these girls. These girls are forced to grow up way too fast, and there's an over-sexualization of little girls in the beauty pageant industry. So, to begin, there is an increased risk of mental illness and a low self-esteem for these girls later on in life. This is because they are constantly comparing themselves to one another and doing anything it takes to meet the standards of the beauty industry. In Protecting Pageant Princesses, Lumberman reveals that some of these mental illnesses can include body shame, perfectionism, depression, and eating disorders. Perfectionism can be seen as a positive thing. However, because of the tediousness, it can lead to anxiety, and this anxiety can also in turn lead to depression. The body shame and the eating disorders also go hand in hand because of the standards that these young girls were trying to meet in the beauty industry. Another bad thing that comes from this is that the girls rely on their looks all throughout life because of their time at the beauty pageants. According to Kelly and her Perceptions of Child Beauty Pageants and Their Impact, this leads the girls to believe that their glitz beauty just equals success. Unfortunately, this is not true. There are some positive side effects from the beauty pageants. However, there are also some very negative side effects that are going to happen throughout life. Not only are there effects, but there's also the fact that the young girls are being forced to grow up entirely too fast. Beauty pageants cause young girls to mature way too quickly. And Toddlers and Tiaras, Hodswinsworth, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, explains that there was a 2-year-old walking provocatively, pulling her shirt off of her shoulder and smiling into the camera. This is inappropriate at any time, but especially in front of a crowd and in front of judges. This is inappropriate and just unacceptable. Another reason, or another situation, is that they're being forced to wear provocative clothing, and that Kelly reveals that the clothing that these young girls are being forced to wear are low-cut, tight clothing, and they are forced to wear high heels. And these things are normally found in an adult wardrobe, not a child's. I apologize. Maturing is not the worst of beauty pageants. Pedophilia is very common in the beauty pageant industry. To begin again, clothing is the number one reason for this, and Tamara's Toddlers, Tiaras, and Pedos reveals that there was another 2-year-old wearing a Velcro outfit that was rip away, and she was dancing in a stripper-like fashion. This needs to stop. This is disgusting, and this is not worth the small bit of fame that your daughters are receiving when they win their pageants. Their safety is above all. France has altogether said that they are banning any pageants for girls under the age of 16. and France seeks to ban beauty contests. They revealed that you could face up to 2 years and pay $40,000 in Canadian dollars worth of fines. Senator Chanel Jovanet of France she says, let's not let our daughters think that you need to be judged according to your appearance. Those should neither be oppressed or suppressed because of their appearance, and that our children should not have to worry about this. So to conclude, I hope I have persuaded you to not let your daughters participate in beauty pageants. To go over the 3 reasons is because of the increase in mental illness, the being forced to mature entirely too early, and the hypersexualization of little girls in the beauty pageant industry. There are long-lasting effects that are not worth the short-term fame that your daughters are getting. Our daughters are worth way more than a few $100. We need to be protecting the mental health and the precious bodies of our children. Let's leave the pageants up to the big girls.